Hey guys, I have a little bit of an update. I went to the doctor about 9 months ago and I asked him if he thought that I could have a hormonal imbalance or a vitamin deficiency that could be, if not causing all of this anxiety and panic, could be attributing to it being so bad. He said, no, not at all. I think it's probably just your stress. So I said, okay. And I come home and I start doing my own research. And I have to really be careful with that because if I'm not, I'll walk away thinking I have everything that I'm researching. So I have to really be careful with what I do research. But I went back for a checkup about 4 or 5 months after that, and I told him that day I wanted to have my blood drawn to check my hormone levels and my vitamins because something wasn't right. I was just so tired all the time. And he said, Jason, I think if we just get your stress taken care of, you'll feel a lot better. I don't think that's something we need to worry about right now. But you see, I'm a what-if thinker. I'm thinking, well, what if I am deficient in some area? We're here, let's get it done. But he didn't want to do that because he has to jump through these little loopholes as well because I'm on governmental health care. So I go back home and start doing my research, and last week something rose up in me, man, and I got angry. And I just said to myself, dude, you are deficient somewhere. You stay in the house all the time. You've not been eating correctly. You're not getting the right nutrients at all. You're deficient somewhere. So I make an appointment, and my appointment's at 4:30, and I get there, and this is what I tell him. I said, doctor, listen, it's 4:30. By 5 o'clock, I'm going to have my blood drawn. I'll have my hormones checked, and I'll know if I'm deficient in any vitamins, or me and you are going to have a problem today. And this is what he said to me. He said, well, Jason, you don't have to convince me. And I thought to myself, really? Because for the past year I've been trying to get you to do this. But apparently you don't want to do it until I'm rude. So I go downstairs, have my blood drawn. I get a call last Friday. And this is what they found. My vitamin D levels are an 11. The normal I use, according to the FDA, Food and Drug Administration here in America, is between 35 and 38. All the way up to 75, all the way up to 100. So, who knows? It's the FDA. But nevertheless, mine is 11. Crazy low. In fact, it's so low, the nurse told me it was the lowest she had ever seen. Along with my vitamin D levels being outlandishly low, my testosterone level is 171. The minimum for a male is between 400 and 450, all the way up to 1800. And though I still have a sex drive, I am tired all the time. I can't get a shower without being absolutely so tired, it's ridiculous. So I call my doctor up, and I talk to the nurse, and they have me back in, and I talked to him, and I said, listen, I want to go to an endocrine specialist. I want to have this stuff figured out. I want to know why my testosterone's low. He said, we cannot do that. He said, your insurance won't pay for it. If you have that done, you have to pay for it out of your own pocket. That gets into the thousands of dollars. Well, we all know I don't get but $600 a month, so unless a miracle happens, I've got to figure something else out. So that's off of the list, and I just asked him point blank. I said, well, doctor, why do you think that my testosterone is so low? And he looked at me and he said, I don't know. I come home and I start doing my research, and in 4 hours, guys, 4 hours, this is what I learned. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin. Vitamin D is actually a hormone. Vitamin D is actually a nuclear vitamin, which means it goes directly to your DNA and jump starts and starts firing on every piston what needs to be fired on. It goes directly to the nerve system of your muscles and shoots it straight to your brain for clarity and mental focus. If you're deficient in vitamin D, it's not just good for your bones, so the deficiency could make you more apt to have slip discs, broken bones, or osteoporosis. It can also cause schizophrenia, depression, anxiety. This is all vitamin D. Vitamin D is more important than vitamin C when it comes to your immune system. If you don't have a vitamin, if you're low in vitamin D, your immune system is shot. So no matter how much vitamin C we take, it's not going to help like it should because we're low in vitamin D. The reason that we get colds and viruses in the wintertime is not because we're all huddled around each other because of Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays. It's because we're low in vitamin D. Because just as much of us huddle around with each other in the summertime as we do in the wintertime. But the sun is doing this rather than this, so we're getting enough vitamin D. We're getting more vitamin D than we would in the wintertime. If you live above the Atlanta, Georgia line, here in America, in the wintertime, you are deficient in vitamin D unless you supplement. In fact, it's not just there. If you live in anywhere in the world along that line, between Atlanta, Georgia and South Carolina, up, you're deficient in vitamin D in the wintertime, even if you go outside. Vitamin D is so important. It's amazing what I found out in 4 hours. 4 hours. I'm astounded at the stuff I found out, and it does so much more. So much more than that. It is so important. Just that one vitamin. And vitamin D there's very few foods that vitamin D is in. Even the milk we drink is fortified D. It's put in there. It don't even come in the milk naturally. And I start thinking to myself, why do I know this in 4 hours, yet my doctor don't know this, and he's been to medical school for 7 or 8 years? And the only conclusion I can come to is that he's ignorant. He's been taught the wrong thing. I mean, this is basic A, B, C, and D of health here. And he don't know. I mean, it baffles me. It's just like, they can give me a blood pressure pill, and it will lower my blood pressure. However, I could still die in the long run from what's ever causing me to have high blood pressure. Because that never got dealt with. And they treat all of us the same, when each and every one of us are different. For me, I'm just so fed up with the system. I'm so fed up with everybody just doing what Dr. Oz says because he is a TV personality. Yes, he's a surgeon or was a surgeon, but now he's a TV personality. He reads a teleprompter. We gotta quit believing everybody that holds a microphone or may have an 800 number. It's ridiculous. We've got to turn the TV off and read a book for a change. Do some research on our own. This is our health we're talking about. And I'm not saying go to your doctor and be rude like I did. But hey, I got the job done. And you know what? My fault for not being rude the first time, because I could have had this done a year ago. It's ridiculous. When I got my vitamin D filled, I went to the pharmacy and my insurance would cover the testosterone shots. But for the vitamin D, I had to pay for it out of my own pocket. Why is that? Because it's going to help. It's going to fix some stuff. And if I get better, they get poor. if you get better, the FDA or whoever it is, wherever you live, is not going to be making money off of you. That's why I say we have to turn the TV off. It's the television. It tells a vision, not our vision and what we want, but the vision of whoever is sponsoring the station that you're watching. For instance, all the major news corporations are mostly, and even the regular stations, are owned by major pharmaceutical corporations. And that's why every commercial we see during the commercial break, well, are you sad? Well, yes, I am. Well, here comes this little cloud. Take Zoloft or Paxil or whatever. And then it's coming around springtime, so do you have bad allergies? Well, you know what? I do. Well, take this allergy medicine. It'll destroy your immune system. It can actually cause you to get a cold, but guess what? It'll stop that runny nose. How crazy is this? This is just stupidity. It's stupidity. I don't get it. My grandmother watches the news and believes everything she hears, and it's so sad. And the rest of my family does too. And they're too busy watching their TV shows in the evening to learn some truth that can actually extend their days here on this planet and maybe help someone else in the process. And I found out that I may have learned a valuable lesson here. That maybe my Creator has just shown me something here. And I feel like He's saying to me, okay, Jason, you say you can't go to the store because it's crowded. You can't go to the movies because it's crowded. You can't go on dates because, well, it's crowded. You can't do and go to any of these places. Just go outside. Just step outside a while and enjoy what I've given you. I feel like, and I mean, granted, even if I go out now in the wintertime here, I'm not going to get the vitamin D that I need. But what a valuable lesson that I believe I'm learning here. And that's my goal, to just spend some time outside. Because I'm in a prison here. I very rarely leave this house. I sometimes go with my cousin places, but that's it. And I can't help but think how many of you that are struggling with anxiety and panic attacks may have a deficiency in some area and you don't know it because you hadn't been forceful enough to get it addressed. And I'm not saying it's going to be the wonder pill, vitamin D, though it may. But it's not going to hurt me. It's absolutely going to help me. And I encourage all of you to go on YouTube and watch this documentary called The Forbidden Cure. It behooves all of us to watch this thing. The Forbidden Cure. It is so educational, interesting. It's so intriguing. It's amazing. And learn something about what's going on today and how the medical system is run. And let's get better. Because I'm struggling with this anxiety, man. I really am. But I'm going to get better. And I say that now when I'm talking to you, and 5 minutes from now I might be on the couch crying because I'm in a full-blown panic attack. But damn it, I'm getting better. And I'm tired of living like this. And if I gotta get all the home remedies I know of because I'm poor, I will. And I mean, I'm just going to do what I can. There was a study done, at the National Strength and Conditioning here in America, where they gave young men 3,300 IUs of vitamin D a day for a solid year. And within that year, now this ain't 400 or 750 like the FDA says, but 3,300. Within that year, every single one of those young men, their testosterone increased 15 to 20%. All because they changed one thing: increased the dosage of vitamin D that they were getting. Why does my doctor not know that low testosterone is connected to low vitamin D? It's amazing, and it baffles me. Why are we told that the sun, put sunblock, go buy sunblock because the sun causes cancer? Why are we told that when God put the sun there and it's for good? And it was good. And they'll tell us how bad the sun is and how it'll give us cancer, but they won't tell us how the genetically modified foods that they're making and putting on the shelves absolutely give us cancer. We're fed lies every day. And it's time for us to wake up. So if you're on this journey with me and you're trying to get well naturally, if you can't do anything else, just remember every day, just step outside for a while. Just step outside for a while. And if you've watched me to this point, thank you so much. And I appreciate it if you go on this journey with me to completely overcoming my anxiety. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.